All right, and we are recording. So I wanted to get started right on time because A, I like prompt people, and B, we have a lot of information. So a lot of you guys I know are like a little bit seasoned, a lot seasoned on Facebook. We're going to run through some Facebook stuff. Hopefully some things may be new. Excuse me. And then Haley is going to wow us with her Instagram knowledge and skills. So I'm going to start the screen share so you guys can see my Facebook. Okay, everyone can see? Thumbs up, nod. Okay, awesome. All right, so here is my timeline. I'm going to go to my friends. So one of the things you guys want to be doing on Facebook is continually adding new friends. So ways that you can do that. You can go and find someone and look at their friends list and add friends that you have mutual friends with through their friends list. Another way that you can do it is if you are in your friends list. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
A quick side note is to make sure that you're not doing that with other distributors, that it's only mutual friends of you that have nothing to do with It Works.
Thank you. Very smart. Yes. And I also, yes. So when I'm looking at someone, I want to check who their mutual friends are before I add them, because I found, for example, someone that I work with that Haley knows, and I sent her a message and I was like, how do you know her? And she's like, it's totally random. I don't know. So if you want to find friends, some of these people may be suggested friends that Facebook is giving you. So check them out. And then you can also do this search for friends over here. I like to do this when I'm trying to build a local team. I can type in specific cities that I'm looking for in here. I can click my high school. I can click like what their employer is. If I'm looking for a certain employer like Target or things like that, you can search, and that's kind of a handy way to search on this. The other thing that you guys want to do in this section, so I clicked on Find Friends on my friends list. If you go to View Sent Requests, these are friend requests that you have sent out where they have seen it or not seen it, but either way, they've not accepted it. So every once in a while, I will go through here and cancel request. I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, that Facebook keeps an eye on this. So I think it's good to keep your, pending friend list to a minimum. And then you could also do view received. So you can go back to that one. All right. So in your friends list, one thing that I like to do is create lists. So if I go to, let's see. If I go to Mariah, I can add to another list. So lists are handy because you're able to post to a specific list. You can, I'll show you in a little bit, you can go to your list and then go to your friends from that list, which will be handy when we talk about like calendar method. So I have Mariah, she's on my team. So I have her in my It Works global list. She's also in my Oshkosh list because we both live there. She's also on my team list. If you want to create, I have created all of these lists. So I have my hundreds list, I have a customer list, potential distributors, loyals. So if you want to make a new list, you have to do it on a computer, and you can click new list, type it in, and then you're able to edit that list from your phone. But you have to create the list on a computer. So let's go to my friends list to show you this trick that I literally just learned today, like 2 hours ago. So if I go to my hundreds list, over here on this is all of the people that are on this list. Well, this is the top people that are on this list. There's 114 people on this list. If you're doing the calendar method, what I'm going to start doing next month is I'm going to make a calendar for people that I'm working on for April, and I'm going to put them all in the April list. And then once I'm on this list, I can click on their name and it goes right to their page. So if you guys are familiar with calendar method, you're spending a lot of time typing in people's names individually. And then if I just click back, it'll take me back to my list. So I can click on the next person. What I'm not sure is, I think if I Yeah, that's a bummer. So I guess you're only able to do that for the people that are showing up on this top part, because all 114 aren't showing up, obviously, and I'm not able to go to them from this see all. Oh, wait a minute. Let me click on their name. Maybe that'll go. Ha-ha! Sweet. Is this making sense, Haley? Am I like making it? Is this making sense?
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it because I spend way too much time just going through typing names, and this will be a lot more.
Absolutely. And I've been doing, so my March calendar method is using current friends that I have not spoken to yet. So I have 2 friends that I'm already friends with. I'm adding 1 new person a day, and I'm also adding Instagram on my calendar method. So this is going to save a ton of time when I go in April, set up all of those 60 current friends on that list. That's going to be so amazing. So I'm really excited about this. So once you're in this, you're able to click on them, go to their page, comment on their stuff, and then come back out. For those of you who are not like super familiar with Facebook, comments are better than likes. It's going to show interaction, and Facebook is going to then show that person more of your things. Haley, what would you like to add on adding friends, that sort of thing?
For Facebook. I'm really liking the calendar method. I feel like for a long time, I was just seeing a lot of distributor stuff in my feed. And the calendar method really helped me to change that. And so I could see different people, and they were able to see me, which was pretty cool because I've been getting a lot more new likes. And then I think a couple of different things that I wanted to touch on what I've been doing with Facebook, and we'll go over a couple of different tips and tricks, but I forgot to mention this earlier when we chatted, Ange, but Facebook groups. And that's something that I've been utilizing a lot. And actually one of my new distributors, I don't think that she's on here, but she's from London, and I met her in a Facebook nanny group. So if it weren't for that group, I wouldn't have met her. So what I'm doing is I'm, going to groups that are actually genuine to me that so I was a nanny. So that's, something I'm passionate about. I'm getting married. So I'm on wedding groups. I like to use my planner. So I'm in a couple of different planner groups. There are groups for Starbucks partners that want to complain about their customers. There are groups for that. There are groups for everything. I'm serious. So find those groups that are like true to you that you can like talk about and like just go crazy in it. Like comment, be relatable. Anytime I have any ounce of like soon to be mother-in-law drama, any wedding things, like it's going in that group because they know who I am and they know my face and like they're giving me advice. And so then I could say, oh, you're a Milwaukee bride too. Like, let me add you so we can be friends. Or, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your advice. Would you mind if I added you and we could just keep up with each other? I'm trying to find different ways to take those relationships to real life, because that's what happened with my new DT is I got her from my group to my Facebook page. She saw a post about the wrap. She never seen that before. So she bought them, was curious again. And then a week later, she became a distributor. So I think that it gives a sense of like when you eventually do reach out, it's not just wrap girl coming to sell you a product. It's like it's my, a bride, Haley, helping another bride. So whatever you are, helping another, whatever they are. It's
Have you found like because some of those groups, like those mommy groups especially, are like 20,000 people. Have you found like a sweet spot as far as the number of people?
No, actually the one that the groups that I'm in are usually about 11,000 to 37,000. So like there's a lot in them, and it is hard to keep track. I do like the smaller ones more because you see more names that you'll recognize, and I like with some of these girls in my wedding group, now they're on my Facebook page, but I mean, I know their colors, their date, their scheme, any drama that like I know their life, like we know it all. Like it's, we're close in that group almost. So, and that group has, I think, about 1,200. So actually, I think I would say the sweet spot at some of the lesser groups, also because in these bigger groups too, a lot of them are a part of multi-level marketing of some sort of way, shape, or form. Not all of them are, and I am meeting a lot of people who do other things who are like, hey, like, let me try what you have. And it's like cool to meet. I mean, all about direct sales, but I don't need 1,000 new distributors on my timeline.
Right. I totally agree with you. And I heard at conference too, they said like don't add yourself to 25 groups and you're not going to be able to keep up with all of them. So I actually, on my calendar for March, picked 2 groups and I'm focusing on those groups. So it's part of my 6 list that I go into that group a couple times a week and just I comment for 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to comment on so many things and get interactions going that way. And it's so much faster than doing like the calendar method where you're going to like each person's page and blah, blah, blah. So I think that's a good thing to add into someone's 6 list is just that commenting in the group.
Yeah, it's been really helpful. It's slow. It's not something that you can't just add a gazillion people overnight, but the relationships that I do come from it, they last longer.
Nice.
So yeah, I do like that. And then I also, when we go into messaging and stuff like that, I know that you guys probably do already know this, but your voice message, like you can do voice messages to send people as like a cold message. So like that's how I cold message lately is through voice message. And it's been really helpful because people will see it as more genuine. I mean, don't get me wrong, people like listen to it and don't respond. That will always happen. But more often than not, I'll just pop in if I see something, on their page that makes me want to reach out to them, whether they say, who's hiring? I'm so tired. Like, is bikini season here already? Like I've seen crazy people post like all of these details and I'm like, I'm going to reach out to you for every single one of them. So I'll pop in their voicemail and I'll say, hey girl, I know that this is super random and that you don't even know me. But I saw that you posted about XYZ and I just wanted to let you know a little bit about what was helping me. Would you be interested in learning more? Because regardless of whether or not they say yes, they're going to thank me for helping them. I mean, yeah, people don't respond, but I'm being genuine. I'm trying to help you. I'm not, I'm telling you what's helping me. Do you want it or not?
Yeah. And what I think, I just lost my train of thought. With the voice message thing, I sent out, I had done a cleanse post like a month ago and I sent out like all voice messages for that. And like half the people didn't respond. And so I went back to that half and I sent them a typed message and said like, hey, I'm not sure if my voice message went through. I'm new to this. I just wanted to thank you for the love on my post and see if you were interested in like hanging out at a virtual event that I'm doing next week. And like, I would say out of the half that I sent that error to, they responded and said like yes or no or whatever. So like I use like my newbie to technology excuse and people responded to that and thought it was funny. So that's something that you can also do with a voice message. And I just learned this, you guys, and it blew my mind. For those of you who are afraid of doing the voice recording, if you slide your thumb to the side instead of just letting go, it will actually delete it. So you don't have to like worry about sending a ridiculous message that you screwed up and started all the way through like I do. So I know, so smart. I can't believe I went months with just worrying about it.
I love it.
Okay, so messaging. Do you guys have specific questions about Facebook? I mean, some of the people that are on here know like the good times to post. Let's talk about like maybe what to post on Facebook. When I was doing some research last night, again, this kept coming up and like everything for Instagram and for Facebook, you need to think about what your audience is going to want to see. And I think that for people that have been in this a while, you guys have heard me say this in 900,000 times, they don't want to see ads. They don't want to see spam. A lot of people like those, pick a number, sort of like, does this apply to you? 1, diminish stretch marks. 2, tighten, tone, and firm your skin. 3, get rid of acne. Like those types of posts I would use like super duper sparingly because I just think that unless you're brand new and no one's ever seen that post, they're going to know what you're up to. They're going to catch on pretty quick. So, I mean, if you can take a selfie with a product, if you can talk about like how regular your poop is now because you've been taking greens, like however you can make it like personal to you, I think the better. You guys know this because I know almost all of you on this Zoom. Anything else to add about what to post, Haley?
No, yeah, just basically keep as genuine as you can and tell your story. I think that's what people tune into is, regardless of whether or not, like, just tell it. I don't care what your story is, just tell it. I remember that I was, when I first started this business, I was working so much, but I would wake up every 6:00 in the morning and take a picture with Nala and say, oh my goodness, it's 6:00 in the morning and I can't wait for the day that It Works is going to allow me to stay home with her. I can't wait. And then I talk about my products that I was using and what I saw and what I was excited for. And I just kept talking. And then one day I posted and I said, oh my goodness, it's 6:00 in the morning and I'm able to sleep in with Nala because It Works allowed me to quit my job. So people watched that. And then when that finally happened, they're like, oh, okay, so all those people who had ignored me in the past finally came through and wanted to join me.
And I think that's something that I've actually seen in your posts lately that I like took note of is that you post a lot of the similar things at different times of the day. Or like you'll post like one thing at 10 a.m. on Monday, and then you'll post something very similar but yet different at like 6 p.m. the next day or like 2 days later. And I'm always like afraid of repeating stuff like that because I'm like, I don't want people to get sick of it. But if they're going to get sick of it, they're going to get sick of it regardless.
Yeah. And for more often than not, like you guys will notice it, but my audience, they're not going to. Like they don't, unless they're really like, if they take the time to seriously scroll through to verify that I, copied whatever, like that, who has time for that? Like nobody's got time for that. So I will, like, especially on Instagram, I'll go down posts months after months. And like, I just actually went through all of my November posts and I screenshotted it and I copied the notes at my status and I put it in my notes section and I deleted it because I'm going to use it again. It was good. Why would I not,
Yeah, absolutely. Something about Instagram too, just jumping ahead really quick. And I think it was Jessie Shea that said this to me. She really focuses on getting her message across in the top 2 lines of an Instagram post. Because if you're scrolling through Instagram, a lot of, like, I don't click or read more on it. So if you need to get your point across or enough interest going in those top 2 lines of your Instagram post to get people to click it and read more to see like your message, or just to like it in general or comment on it. So I thought that was super duper smart. And honestly, I did that this week on one post about the bonus. And I think it was a quote about, I need a job that pays like $3,000 an hour. Isn't that reasonable? Like that was the picture. And then I said something about like, or how about, making $2,000 a month with a $10,000 bonus by July 1st. And I had like 2 people that commented on it that said like, I want more information. So, I mean, I think it was totally random and somewhat luck on my part, but at the same time, like I focused on getting my message in the top 2 lines of that post so people wouldn't have to click more. And I think that also applies to Facebook. Like, yes, every once in a while, like this long, heartfelt, beautiful post is great. But if that's all you're doing are these super long wordy posts, people are going to scroll right by. I've noticed today I posted a wreath picture. I like updated our spring wreath and I have like 70 likes on it and like 18 comments, which is pretty high for me on Facebook. So I remember John Eric saying something about like those opinion posts are really good. So to think about how you guys can work those, even if it's like 2 pictures of your kiddos wearing crazy outfits, like A or B, which outfit do you like better? Like people like to give their opinion and that gives you a good way to then respond to their comment and get that then that interaction is there on Facebook and then they're going to more likely see something else. So I think that's a good, idea for both Instagram and Facebook. Let's see. What else do you think for Facebook? For messaging, use their name, compliment them, maybe tell them how you know them if it's like a random person and ending with a question. I'm just looking at my notes from last time, so you guys have already heard all this. Oh yeah, we don't want to have commission breath. I love that phrase. You don't want to be like breathing, I need commissions right in their face.
I love that.
Anything, Haley, you have to add for Facebook? Do you have any questions for Facebook?
Just those 2 tips that Chantel, yes, preferably the second one that we forgot. I actually really, really like that one.
So if you guys are on Facebook Messenger, and so you're talking to someone, actually I did this tonight with Haley, and I did it tonight with another girl who said she's signing up as a loyal on Friday. If you like are on there. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to do this with you guys able to see this. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. So, it's not, you're not gonna be able to see it. Okay, so you know where they have like you can type in a text or do the picture or do like a sticker or whatever right along that bottom line, there's the 3 dots. If you click on the 3 dots, you're gonna be able to set reminder. So I set reminder for Haley tonight because she was a little schedule challenge this week.
It's been the worst. Oh, but that was a lifesaver, so it was good.
So I set it for 8:30 p.m. tonight, and then I can change the name of the reminder to like Zoom meeting or whatever. And then she's going to get a reminder 30 minutes before. And actually it reminded me as well, which was super helpful. And I think what Chantel said was if you have someone that's like signing up to be a distributor on Friday, because that's when they get paid, set that reminder for them. And as the reminder message, say changing your life or something like fun and inspirational, you know, that's going to remind them that, hey, they're signing up today. But it goes along with that whole thing of like, put them down in your calendar, have them write that down on their calendar that their life is going to change sort of thing. So I thought that was really smart. Do you want to go about the other Chantel tip?
Yeah. Yes and no, just because I'm not 100% fully sure on how to do it, but I do like the concept. So what Chantel said in her little video, if you guys saw in the burst, is that she, rather than like saving pictures and like notes and stuff, you know, I mean, I've got all of my posts saved in my notes, but it's like an unorganized chaos havoc. Like it's just a mess. So what Chantel does is she has like a group page just for herself. And she like is the only person in it, but she's got like organized posts for her business opportunity, for product, for inspirational. And she'll just literally take like, if, you know, I saw Angela posted something really great, like number and all, it has her phone number in it. I'm just going to straight up copy it and paste it, the whole entire thing, her picture too, everything, so that I'm not going to go through and I'm going to copy it, but it's there so that when I'm on a day, like, what should I post? I can go by and I'm like, oh yeah, Angela did that really great post. Okay. So now I'm going to make it sound like myself. All right. She did a picture. Maybe I'll do a picture of myself. So that way I can like go back and remember what the context was and why I liked it so much.
Yes, I like that. And I'll just show you guys really quick in case you don't remember or haven't seen how to save a post. Let's say I really love this post that Jenna did and I want to use it later. The worst thing to do, one, is to click share on the bottom, because then it's not an original message. The second worst thing to do is copy and paste it immediately. Like, you look like just a non-original person. Like we want to be original, we want to be unique, but sometimes things are just super good and you want to be resourceful too. So click on this little arrow in the upper right-hand corner and go to Save Post. And then over here on this side, you can go to Saved. And you're going to see everything in My Brother that I've saved if my computer decides to pop it up. I do this all the time for those silly tasty videos that are like how to make, I know Kelly, right? Like how to make brownies with like extra gooey buttery insides. I don't know why this isn't working. The computer's on its last leg. But it'll come, all these posts will come up. So I do this all the time, you guys. And if I hear like in a diamond page, like a shout out for a specific person for having like amazing posts, I'm going to go stalk them, go to their page. And I ended up saving, I think one girl, I don't know why this isn't working. I saved like 15 of her posts all in a row because I thought they were all amazing. And let's see if it'll work now. I don't know. It's thinking about it and it's not going to share. Okay. Well, it would come up there. All of the posts will come up and it has it separated by like post, link, video. I don't know. There's like tabs across the top. So you're able to like sort them out that way. But I do that when I see videos that are really funny or really good. I can go save the video link in there and then I can go share that at a different time. Of course, writing my own comment, that sort of thing. It was mind blowing for some people to find out how to save posts like that. So handy.
It's really handy.
All right. So we've been through 20 minutes. Do we want to start on Instagram? I think so.
Yeah. Okay, so Instagram, let me see if I can pull up. Pretty much I kind of do the same thing that I do for Facebook on Instagram post-wise. Angela, do you do different posts for both of them or the same?
I sometimes I do the same post, but I never do the like immediate copy that Instagram allows you to do. I never do that.
Yeah, because the algorithm will bump it down. You won't get as many people to see it. But I do the same sort of posts. One thing, let me try to pull up my Instagram on my computer so I can show you guys it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to let other distributors follow me on Instagram unless they're on my downline or like I'm friends with them, just because, and like, I mean, I'm talking about like random distributors, just because you don't know who's going to take your potentials. Not that that's something that you necessarily need to worry about, but
it happens.
It happens. So just, I mean, let's see if I can even sign into this. Okay, okay, sorry, 1 second. Let me share this.
And oh, nice. I actually just realized recently that I was able to sign in from my computer, which is really nice to like not do it all on my phone.
It's so nice, except for I don't think you can post from it. I don't know. So like in my title, I mean, I have a diamond, so anybody that's like part of It Works is gonna know what I do, but for the most part nobody else does, and so I like that it doesn't say anything just about It Works, but it also has my Facebook link, because I feel like a lot of people just automatically unfollow you or don't accept your request if they know that you're a part of a multi-level marketing. And then like with my feed, I mean, you really want to aim to talk about freedom, fun, friendship, food, family, all those apps, like all of them. And so I really do try to hit that. Like, Nala, I think you should just go for it. I had a lot of food today. I went out to eat with my sister, you know, like I got to have fun. And so I just talk about, and it's very, I like to use the app Pick, Tap, Go. All 3 words, Pick, Tap, Go. And it really just brightens up my feed. So it's very vibrant. I've got a lot of different things. But it's, I mean, as you can see, it's either going to be me with a product, maybe some before and after pictures, eye-catching photos, but you don't really see anything that says, it works, look at me, buy my stuff, you know, which I think is why I've got a bigger following. Is because I've kind of been able to keep them through telling my story and then just showing, you know, pictures of my life. So that's kind of the main thing that I do, but I also make sure that I do have this, because my Facebook link, because when I go and message people, then I'm gonna stop share right now. Then I can just be like, oh, I like to do things better over Messenger. That's personally me than direct messaging. I just don't like it as much. So I'll say like, oh, awesome, thank you. Or like, great, I can't wait to get you started. Would you mind adding me on Facebook? It's just so much easier. My link is in my profile. I've never had somebody say no, which is awesome. And then for your picture too, just make sure it's a nice, pretty picture of yourself. Like I had one of me and my dog before. It was just of me, because I don't know, I feel like I do see sometimes where people like have got the box of wraps in their little thing, and I'm like, I'm not going to be friends with you, you know? But as far as messaging goes, I do message every single person that does like my post if the post calls for it. Usually I like to do call of action posts. So I'll say, like this post if you want more information. And then otherwise, if it is like about a specific product or about specifically the opportunity, I'll message them. As for cold messaging, I kind of steered away from that on Instagram, just because I feel like I was kind of shooting myself in the foot and losing followers. And now I'm trying to message more so when they like and comment, or if I see something that, you know, makes me want to be like, well, they need this, you know?
So I have 2 questions. How many times a day do you post on Instagram?
Since I do the same for each, it's usually 6 to 9 times. I usually try to do at least 6, which is a lot, but I feel like I'm reaching different people every time.
And do you find like certain times a day to be better for Instagram? Because I certainly have a lot more action from like 8 p.m. to like midnight.
Yeah, because I'm posting so much, I really haven't taken that into account to be honest. So what I've been doing is like I'll write down different. Okay, it's different for Facebook and Instagram. For Facebook, I've been trying to write down the people who like my pictures that aren't already a part of It Works, so that I can make sure that I go and interact on their page. If you guys have not already seen this, like on Instagram, you can turn on like the post notifications by just pressing, I think it's those little 3 buttons on the person. So you go to their profile. I'm seeing if I can pull it up right now. So you go to the person's profile.
We can't see.
No, okay, yeah. Well, there's 3 buttons up in the right-hand corner, and you can turn on post notifications. So if like somebody's liking on my post a lot, I'll turn on their notifications so I can go and like on their posts too. But I feel like I had a really good system when I first started with this business, but it wasn't as good as I thought it was. It was a lot of just cold messaging, which it got me a lot really quickly, but so many people unfollowed me. There were so many people that I couldn't reach back out to. I don't know if it really matters as much as it does with Facebook because it's such a turnover game with Instagram. You don't really know them. I feel like as though I'm probably less personal on Instagram than I am on Facebook, but that's also why I try to get people over to my Facebook.
Yeah, I agree. And I actually, Haley's tip to get them onto Facebook was key. It took me a little while to figure out how to add my link because I would type in the link in your like profile and it doesn't work. You have to go to add website and then you can put it in and it actually shows up to be a clickable link. But I had 3 girls now that have asked for more information and I say like, hey, I would love to send you a short video. Would you watch it? It's easier to send over Messenger. Will you add me as a friend? And all 3 of them did. So yeah, that's absolutely, I think, a great idea. And then I was able to go and snoop around on their page and sort of see more information.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a lot better at sealing the deal over Facebook. So I usually always try to get them over. And it's easier for me to like do loyal customer retention that way. Like I have a really hard time keeping track of them. They've got different names on Instagram. Like I'll miss reminding them of their order. I can't find their message. So I just like, having them on Facebook because I have a list of all my loyal customers and I can just put them in there.
Do you have strategy for hashtags? Because I was actually reading last night on a few different websites actually that you should do no more than 5 hashtags. And I do like 25.
Oh, no. Right now I have mine on private and I was going back and forth between doing it on private. Like I follow a couple of different leaders and they go through like phases, like during certain hours of like the daytime, they'll be public so people can like see them publicly, and then at night they go private, so while they're adding people, like they're like the people who like overnight accepted overnight, because I feel like most people do that right in the morning when they wake up, they just accept it. They have to like go, like I don't know why they do that, but if it's just because like curiosity kills a cat, like if it's private they want to add you back more. That's kind of what I found. So I was doing that for a while and then I just decided to go private. I don't really know if there's a better way. I feel like it's kind of different, but I could go public and it could work out, but I feel like there's something about them not knowing what I do that they follow me and then they're like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I should just play around with it and see.
Yeah. So what do you do with hashtags? How do you decide hashtags?
I usually I don't use them for the purpose of businesses just because I really don't know if it would even work if I'm private. So I kind of just use it as like a smart alecky way to get my last word in,
okay.
But
yeah,
I do.
You said the websites I looked on last night said that you should use 3 to 5 hashtags that you think your audience would be searching.
Smart.
So, but I don't really know, like, they have like the list of like the top 50 most popular hashtags. And they also said not to use popular hashtags, ones that have like 30 million other hashtagged things, because then it gets lost in the shuffle. Like pick one that has like 1 million or less than 1 million, because then you're going to get better, I don't know, people finding your stuff. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Kelly, did you have a question? I saw you unmuted yourself briefly.
Oop, you're mute.
I can't hear you.
Well, there are about 3 minutes left. So do we
It must have been by accident.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to open it up to questions?
Yeah, Caitlin, I know you're getting more into Instagram. Did you have any like specific questions? You're still muted. Oh, there you go.
No, I just, I wanted to know how to find out who is following you and who you are following, but I'm looking right now and I just figured that out by myself.
Perfect.
Are there apps, you know how like there's Buffer for Facebook that you can automatically post? Are there apps for Instagram too?
I'm sure that there are, but what I like to do is like you can put your phone on airplane mode and pre-plan all of your posts and just post, so like 15 of them lined up, and then take your phone off airplane mode and they'll all be failed. And then throughout the day, every hour, every other hour, you can just click the retry button and it'll post for you. So that's really handy. That's how I was so consistent in my first, when I first started this business, I was working 40 hours a week and a 17 credit student. Like that's how I did it, was because of that airplane method.
Yeah, I think that's smart, because I know and since Facebook owns Instagram, I'm sure it's coming, but I know that those like buffer posts on Facebook are actually bumped down. So it's not, so to do those like pre-scheduled on another app posts, Facebook is getting a hang of that.
If you can take just the extra second, like to do the airplane mode and then quick copy paste it over, like even if my picture, sometimes I'll use a picture that's way far down there and I'm not about to go scroll through it to go find it again to post it on Facebook. I'll just take a quick screenshot, crop it, like copy paste, 2 seconds. It's just more people will see it. It's worth the 2 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. And Megan, you do Instagram quite a bit too. Do you have any other suggestions or tips? Unmute yourself.
Less than a minute.
Mostly, I noticed that I've gained a lot of followers once I did go private. I was public for basically like ever, and I've probably gained about 150 more followers since I went private.
So how do you go private again? How do you know if you're private or public again?
You can.
Sorry, someone answer.
Oh, that's okay. You can go into your settings, and you can choose to go private or public.
I'm going to change mine to private tonight and see what happens.
Yeah.
Past Megan. We have less than a minute, so we're going to get cut off. Thank you guys so much. I hope you gained a little bit of tips, helpful information.
Yeah, this was awesome.